Hello and welcome to a day in my life, a little vlog here. I am on a weight loss journey and just trying to overall get healthier. So this is what I eat in a day, what I would do in a day as a stay-at-home mom who runs 2 side gigs. So first of all, we do the walking pad. Then we get dressed. I'm wearing a thrifted men's sweater vest from the thrift store and I love it, and some shorts from Target. And then I'm going to get a load of laundry going. Now at this time my son is not yet awake. I try to get up about an hour before he does, but it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes he gets up before I'm even getting up and ready, but this morning I was able to get a little bit done before he got up and get started with our day. So I am a stay-at-home mom. I'm 28 years old and my son just turned 2 in May, and we have a lot of fun. It can definitely be challenging, of course, but that's okay, and we're just gonna roll with it. So I'm getting started on some laundry here, and I was putting some vinegar in here because I felt like it needed the extra clean today. My laundry room is in my garage, so it is quite warm, and it's not my favorite, but it's a laundry room and it does the job. So we're gonna get some laundry going, and then my son is up and he always has to push the laundry basket back in. That is literally his favorite thing to do. And then we're gonna get started on some breakfast. So I'm gonna do scrambled eggs, but I've also got this leftover corn and potatoes from a crab bowl that we had done the night before, and I'm like, these potatoes are just gonna sit in this fridge and go bad if I don't use them. So I decided to air fry them to go with our breakfast. So I cut up the potatoes a little bit smaller, sprayed some avocado oil on them and some salt, and put them in the air fryer to just crispen up, and I just straight up ate that piece of corn. And then we're gonna make some scrambled eggs as well. So I'm just going to go in the air fryer for a little bit, and then we're going to make some scrambled eggs for breakfast. So I like to multitask and get a lot of things going. So we're going to get the Spring Drop Spritzer tea from Piper and Leaf going. Piper and Leaf is a local tea company from Alabama, and so we're going to get that going as well while making a breakfast. And my husband has not yet gone into work. Now he's working from home on this particular day, and so he doesn't have to report until 7:30, and so at this time it's probably close to 7 o'clock. And so we're just going to get some tea going. We both like to drink tea, and this is the Spring Drop Spritzer again from Piper and Leaf. I'll link their website down below. And I'm getting Hezekiah started on some watermelon. So for our breakfast, we're also going to have some protein in the form of this buffalo style chicken breast. I know it's just deli chicken, but that's okay. And this morning is always kind of crazy. There's a lot going on in the mornings, and I can get so much done before his nap time in the afternoon. And so we had a little music break while we were waiting for our breakfast to cook. So potatoes are almost done. We're going to make scrambled eggs. I'm just spraying a little bit of avocado oil into a very hot stainless steel pan, and I've got my eggs ready to go, and just pour those in. And I like a pretty soft scrambled egg, so what I tend to do is pour them in, let them sit for like 30 seconds, and then I'll cut the heat. Sometimes to low, but sometimes I'll just turn it off completely and let my scrambled eggs kind of softly scramble. So I like them super soft, but you do your scrambled eggs however you like to do your scrambled eggs. I just think they taste the best this way, in my humble opinion. So we're gonna have scrambled eggs, crispy potatoes, and that deli chicken for breakfast. You're going to see me do dishes approximately 3 times during this day, maybe even 4. I like to keep the dishes clean. Now, we have a dishwasher. Directly next to me under this air fryer is a dishwasher. I don't use it, and that might be a little controversial. I'm not sure. I don't like the soapy taste. I know you can get clean-free, dye-free, scent-free dish pods, but I just like to do hand-washing dishes. I don't know, that's just how I am. So we use a solid dish soap and then a wood and bristle scrub brush to wash our dishes. And I have the soap on my Amazon storefront as well, in case you're curious about what it is. But I really like this method of doing dishes. I feel like they get good and clean, and it only takes me a few minutes. And so I try to do the breakfast dishes, lunch dishes, and then dinner dishes, so that we just constantly have a clean sink going. And I just really like that flow of our day, and I feel much better when I don't have a bunch of dishes just piling up. So this is our breakfast. These potatoes turned out really good. Actually, I did not like the seasoning I cooked them in. So for this crumble, I tried a different Cajun seasoning, and it had a lot of cloves in it or something like that, like a very super savory fall spice, like maybe cinnamon and cloves. I don't know. It was a bad batch. It tasted kind of weird, but we rolled with it. We did not end up eating all these potatoes, but there was a plate for me and Hezekiah, and then for my husband. Now in the morning I take supplements, in the evening I also take some supplements. So I take the Garden of Life Women's Once Daily, and I am trying this inositol to help me with my PCOS, and then I take a probiotic. The inositol I've started taking twice daily instead of just once, and so we'll see how that goes. Now, again, it's still morning. It's maybe 8 o'clock by this time, and we're about to head outside. So this is the sunscreen I'm going to put on my son. I don't put sunscreen on us very much, but if we're going to be out there for a while, I definitely will, because I live in Florida, and the sun is absolutely brutal. So we are going to get started with cleaning off his splash pad. This thing is so dirty, and he literally just pours dirt on it. So I'm going to spray that down, and he's got his water table, and then also a little outdoor mud kitchen beside it, so I'm going to fill that up as well and just get everything nice and sprayed down for him. My dog, I have 2 dogs, but this one, she has to accompany me everywhere. She thinks she's my little shadow, and I like to sit my chair out there and just read a book with him. But this is a little garden update. I have got a couple of cucumber plants. I only have 3 cucumbers on my plants right now, but that's totally fine. And there's a tiny little basil right there. My squash plants died. It was tragic. Now, these are a lot of carrots. I have since filmed this video, picked these carrots, and boy, did I not thin them out enough. Some are decent, some are, it's sad. And these tomatoes, since filming this, we've got some extra tomatoes that you're not going to see in this video. Like, you see 1 tomato on this plant, and the plants have really grown. And I've only filmed this like a week ago, but that is just my little tiny garden that I have growing out back in these 3 raised planters, and then there's a pepper right there. So that's just the little bit that I've got going this year. I'm experimenting. My grandfather was a farmer and a gardener, and incredible. I'm learning as I go, basically. So me and Hezekiah are going to spend quite a bit of time out here in the mornings. The mornings are my favorite time to be in the backyard and just sit and relax, because it's not too hot yet. The sun is not as brutal. So we'll sit in there, out there, and I just take my Kindle with me, and I put my feet in his splash pad. Or, of course, sometimes I get in the water and play with him, but he's pretty content just to play with himself. So I just sit there with my Kindle sometimes, and then when he needs me or wants my attention, I go out there and I play with him. And he has a swing too, so sometimes he likes to swing. Now I'm doing some work on my computer. So I have 2 side gigs, and one of them is being an Amazon influencer. And I have not talked a lot about this, but basically I film review videos and I make commissions off of it. Somebody purchases that product and I get sent free stuff from brands. I can make a whole video about that if you guys want, but I've talked about it briefly. So that's what I'm doing, was responding to some brand emails, and I finally put this handmade art in a frame that I had thrifted, and so I was excited to get that in a frame. It's just been sitting up here without a frame for a long time. A lot of this is local art, a lot of it is thrifted. Actually, all of it is either local art or thrifted, and that's just kind of how I roll here. And then this is the Lennox Spice collection, the Spice Village. I can't wait to show it to you once I finally get a spice rack, but for now it's about this. I just wanted to show it off. Okay, remember, this is still in the morning time. This is probably about 10:30 in the morning now. We've come inside and we are playing with our books in his room, and he likes to read, but he doesn't like how I read to him. Sometimes he basically tells me I'm doing it wrong. And then he wanted the guitar off of his wall. This is a baby Martin guitar, or a little Martin guitar that I got as a kid for Christmas one year when I was, I don't know, 7, 8, somewhere in there. And then it's time to do a little cleaning. I decided I was going to clean the fans on this day and also clean under some furniture and drawers, and it was quite gross. And then we need to get back outside. So this is only about 11 o'clock in the morning, and we spent a lot of time outside. This orange cat right here, she is an inside cat, but she decided she wanted to go outside and play with Frodo, which is the black cat. So that's Cleo and Frodo. And Hezekiah loves playing in his little, we call it a Jeep, but it's not. And the grass was bothering me, so I cut the front yard on this day. It only took me a few minutes. We have this Ryobi electric mower, and my husband ended up finishing the lawn for me later that evening, but the front was really bothering me, and I wanted Hezekiah to have a nice play area without all the tall grass. Now it's lunchtime. We're having a tuna fish sandwich on fresh sourdough sandwich bread that I made, and this was delightful. And then it's time to get Hezekiah down for a nap. And while he's napping, his dad's there, of course, I'm gonna go to my therapy appointment. I recently started therapy and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I get home and look who's awake. It's a little buddy. And what does he want? Popcorn. And his dad is on his lunch break, so we are gonna make some popcorn. And I know it's not recommended for children 4 and under, and don't worry, we didn't use that Orville Redenbacher stuff on here, but nothing wrong with if you do. I just didn't like it. And popcorn's not recommended for children under 4, but this is the ladyfinger and I'm right next to him, so that's just what I've decided to do with my kid. And I'm getting some hamburger bun dough working while the popcorn is popping. Told you, big multitasker. So we're gonna sit and we're gonna watch a little bit of Bluey while we eat some popcorn. Look how cute these are. These are ladyfinger and they're smaller. So I had mentioned I cleaned the fans earlier. Well, there was dust on the floor, so it was time to do some more housework and to vacuum this mess up. And Hezekiah was not fully satisfied with his popcorn. I want a little sweet treat. So this is frozen bananas with peanut butter and chocolate on it. And then my husband was off work and we went to our friend's house just about a mile or 2 away to go through some old clothes of her kids. And so I got some clothes for Hezekiah, which was really nice. And then it's time to make dinner. Nick wanted a Nashville hot chicken sandwich this week. And I don't really fry much in our house, so we did a pan seared version of that. So I've got some buffalo sauce, there's my homemade hamburger buns, and I'm getting this chicken breast cooked up, lots of good seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt and pepper on the chicken, and then we're going to put the buffalo sauce. And I also made a homemade coleslaw, and we've got pickles with it, and this was a really delicious dinner. And then I also did some potatoes on the side with some Greek yogurt and butter and watermelon to cool down our mouths. This was a delightful dinner. After dinner, of course, comes cleanup. So I'm putting away the dishes that had been drying from after I did them from lunch and breakfast this morning. And then we're going to do the dishes from dinner, which doesn't take very long, thankfully, because we've already done most of the work. I'm going to wipe down the counters, clean the cast iron pan, get everything set up. And of course, I have a little buddy who wants to tell me exactly what he really wants, and that was not his dinner, but that's okay. I offer him food, and if he doesn't want it, he can have something else later as well. He's just constantly snacking. Is the life of a 2-year-old, and I honestly don't mind it at all. So I'm just gonna get the kitchen clean and then start on some laundry, because I washed laundry that morning and I wanted to go ahead and get all of that folded and put away. Laundry's folded, everything's done, and it's time for me to take a bath and to wind down for the night. So thank you guys so much for coming along on this day with me. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.